Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we are in the Lexus NX300 F Sport. I know that's kind of a sentence to say. We're gonna check this thing out. Let's start with the we'll start with the exterior this time. Let's go and check that out. So exterior, it's a nice gray color for this model. It's a 2021. I'm not sure if I already said that or not, but it is a 2021. Front end is kind of the front grille is kind of big, and I saw some other YouTubers kind of make the grille bigger in the thumbnail. I don't know if that's something I'll do, but it is quite large, and I think those vents there are fake. You have nice daytime running fog lights, got that, and some nice LED headlights as well. Some nice rims as well here. You got the F Sport badging. Obviously keyless entry. The way the keyless entry on this actually works is you put your hand inside, it unlocks, you click once. There's actually no physical button, you just click. It's beeping at me because the key's in my pocket and the engine's still on. You click once, mirrors will fold in, and you're on your way. You got dual exhausts, another F Sport badge, and the NX300 logo there. And then it's an automatic trunk, so you press once, it's going to open up. Automatic tailgate, I should say. Then you have your nice F Sport NX badging right there on the carpet. A little nice little Lexus embroidered, or whatever you call this, support bag. I think it has like the manual and anything else. Yeah, it's just the manual in there and stuff like that. So nothing special, just a nice little cool little bag though. You got your grocery hooks. I believe these are all grocery hooks here. And then underneath, I'm not sure if I can lift it. I don't think there's much. Let me see. Underneath the carpet here, you have just your spare license plate, and then underneath that is just the regular spare tire. So pretty standard there, nothing special. Again, one touch there, and it goes down, no problemo. So yeah, there's not a lot of crazy new features on it. It's a Lexus like you've always seen it. I don't know if they've changed so much over the years, and this is the first real Lexus that I've had quite a bit of car time in. So yeah, I haven't found that Lexus have changed that much over the, from 2019 to now. They kind of stuck to the same, and maybe the interiors have changed a little bit, and obviously the engine. You can see you have some cameras there for proximity and probably lane keep assist, all that stuff, but we'll take a look in the interior and we'll check all that out. Alright, coming into the interior now, you have this nice Lexus steering wheel here. It's quite big, quite comfortable. The leather feels nice on it. So far there's no peeling on the steering wheel or anything like that. A nice another F Sport badge here. You have your center gauge cluster, which is very similar to the two Hyundais you've seen on the channel so far. You got your speedo in the middle, and then your RPMs and fuel, all that stuff left and right. So yeah, you have this middle gauge cluster here. It's got like your turbo if you wanted to see that. It's got eco indicator, your fuel. So after refueling, I do 10 liters to 100 kilometers, which is not terrible for an SUV. So you have your fuel consumption, tire pressure, which way you're pointing, and then you can see if your audio's on or off. Nothing crazy, and I don't know if it has as much customization as some of the Hyundais. So we'll just return this to default. There we go. And then you come over here and you have your infotainment system. Why was I blanking there? Infotainment system. So it's I believe it's a 14-inch screen, 14-inch display. There's some customization in here, not so much. And I know a lot of people don't like the Lexus model of this year because it has a haptic kind of touchscreen thing. It's kind of hard to navigate when you're driving. I'll be honest. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it is haptic, so that the touchpad kind of taps you when you're moving around it, and it doesn't really do that much. You can control your climate from here, all that stuff. But yeah, there's not. It's your standard stuff. You have a nice map and a decent GPS system, I'll say. But usually, most of the time, I'm using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I'm not really touching this kind of stuff. Automatic climate control. All your AC buttons are physical. Your circulation buttons physical. Your cooled and ventilated seats are physical. This one does come with ventilated seats, so that's nice. Your volume knob is analog as well. It's not touchscreen. There's very few things, thankfully, in the touchscreen, so that's good. So you can actually control a lot of your stuff from outside the touchscreen. You don't have to deal with the trackpad if you don't want to. It's really changing like album songs in Apple CarPlay or changing your navigation that you're really gonna mess with the touchscreen at all in the car. But yeah, and you can't physically press the buttons. Lexus has disabled that, and I believe on the current gen cars, 2022 cars, 2023, I think they are fixing that. So we should be done with the trackpad, I'm hoping. I haven't been in a current gen, but I'm hoping that we are done with the trackpad. Moving over here to kind of the center, you have this knob to change your eco mode. Left for eco, right for sport, and push for normal. But normal kind of filters you through. I don't know if it's just like kind of like a smart system, but if I'm not really pressing the throttle, it'll automatically put me in eco if I'm in normal. Sport always stays in sport no matter what. It won't turn itself off. I'm sure something that you've probably already noticed by now is this car has red leather interior, which is absolutely wonderful. Any car with red leather is awesome. It's got red leather on the door, some nice silver. It kind of does split up the colors a little bit, and I like that. Red stitching all along the dash here, and some nice silver. It's not actual metal, it is plastic, but there is no, when I do this, when I press here, there's no, there's not a lot of cracks or anything like that, so it's not going to disturb you when you're driving. I had a comment on one of my other videos that's saying that their side was cracking on a Hyundai, but so Lexus, I can confirm to you that it does not have this issue. So very nice, very good. Nice speakers. I'm not sure what they are. I don't know what make they are, but they're nice. The sound is good in here. The noise cancellation is incredible in here. You'll see. Hopefully, you'll be able to see that when we drive. It also has this weird thing that's kind of like a mirror. Hello. Yeah, I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. So if you know why they put those in here, please let me know in the comments. Push to start. Don't know if I said that already. We'll just check out the rear seats really quick, and then we'll get into driving. Also, this is a good shot of it. You have these memory seats and automatic seat controls. So none of that push-pull stuff. So yeah, you have 3 seat settings. It also includes the steering wheel. So if I set the steering wheel to come more out, it will. You have your trunk button, your automatic dimming headlights. It's good, not great. I've used it a few times. And in terms of tech in the car, you have, your blind spot assist, lane keep assist, front collision warning, and proximity sensors, which I love. I absolutely love the proximity sensors. So nice to have that. We'll talk more about that in a second. So here we go. This is the rear. I fit perfectly at 5'11". Nice little sunroof view. Pretty comfortable. Pretty kind of, it's a little bit of lean back. Very nice. Again, you have that red leather in there, and then you have the nice two-tone kind of silver, black, red that split up everything. And then you have this little nice little button here that pops open your cup holders, and then you fold that back, up, and that's it. You'll also have your little vents back here where you can control what comes up, what doesn't. Very nice. You have I believe this is a USB. Yes, it's USB-C though. Looks like it. Or no, it's just an AC adapter actually. Yeah, AC adapter right there. Little storage things here. So yeah, the headspace is quite good. I like it. I could do a long road trip in this, which I will be doing come September. So that will be fun. And maybe we'll film some of that for you guys. So let's get in the front seat now. Let's talk a little bit more about the driving and a little bit more about everything else on this guy. Alright, so before we get going, I just wanted to point out how this shifter works. So you can see there's kind of like a map on the center console where it's like you have to push it all the way to the right and then down for reverse and then right again, down for neutral, and then just straight down and you're in drive. And then if you clock it over to the left, you'll be in manual mode. And you do have these paddle shifters, but very interesting way. I've never used a shifter like that before, so I found it very interesting the first time. So yeah, we're gonna go just give a quick little turn around here. So I'm in quite a tight spot. So this area I'm much more familiar of, so you won't see the GPS you probably saw last time. So as you can see now, I'm in normal mode, I'm lightly pushing on the pedal, and I'm just automatically in eco mode. Eco mode drives quite well. I don't really notice eco mode and normal mode are, to me, exactly the same thing. Sport mode is the only one that actually changes the throttle response and the brake response and everything like that. It's not... Eco mode is just you know, your chill mode kind of thing. I call eco mode very much a chill mode. So let's talk about like ride quality, comfort, all that stuff. I find it that the seats have heavy bolstering on the sides, kind of like the Hyundai Elantra Sport, the one that I have. The first video on the channel, if you want to go check that out, should be an annotation at the end of the video. Anyways, it hugs you but a lot more. You can tell that the quality. This isn't a BMW, Audi, or Mercedes, but it also isn't a Honda or a Hyundai. It's kind of right in the middle. It's, we'll say, affordable luxury at like 40,000 USD, so 52,000 Canadian. It's a happy medium, right? You get all your luxury items, everything you want, that you would really want in a luxury car, I'd say. I mean, without going super luxury, like without going crazy. It's super nice. I'd say the price point might be a bit high for what you get. Like the speed maybe could be better. I would like to go into sport mode at the moment, but there's currently somebody doing below the speed limit. They're careful drivers, we'll call them that. You know, we got to respect our careful drivers out here. So I have a rear view wiper, which is very nice, and also standard. I say very nice because the Ioniq 5 doesn't have one, and it's an SUV. I drove the Ioniq 5 not long ago. Fortunately, didn't get to film it. But yeah, I say that because I was shocked. But yeah, the pickup on the car is good. I think it's 0 to 60 in like, it's got to be 6 or 5 seconds, something like that. Anyways, the car produces 235 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque, I believe, from a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. Pretty sure. Okay, this guy's letting me go. Alright, so now that we're kind of free and away to the races, I will jog this little wheel here to the right, and now we're in sport. And immediately, just like every other car we've driven, it immediately wakes up and knows what's going on. You know, it knows what to do. It knows what I want, and it immediately jumps into action. You have this little knob here that actually moves with the steering wheel, so I won't play with it right now. This little knob here on the bottom of the steering wheel actually allows you to set your cruise control and your distance to the other person. It's a little knob instead of a button, so that's quite interesting. So this is a four-wheel drive car, all-wheel drive car. So in the winter, it's absolutely planted to the road. It's absolutely no problems there. With the right, even without the right winter tires, you're still not gonna get stuck. Absolutely no way. It's fun to drive in the winter as well. It does have a bit of a stiffer suspension than what you would think for the price point, but nonetheless, you're still completely good to go with this thing in the winter. If you're in a position where you can afford a car like this, and then maybe another summer car, you're absolutely set. Because this car will get you you know, it'll give you the speed because it does keep giving. It is an automatic. I don't believe it's DCT, anything like that. It's your standard automatic. It does keep giving as you get higher in speed. Like when you really press the pedal, it does keep on giving you the power, and I like that. It doesn't kind of tail off so much, and it's very nice. I like the proximity sensors as well. So when you're parking and you're too close to a pole, it'll kind of beep at you, and then something shows up on your both here and here to tell you kind of with these line symbols how close you are to hitting whatever object that you're close to. And it's super helpful when parking. You can kind of park closer and feel confident that you're not gonna have a little fender bender in the parking lot, you know. So here I'm gonna just go down this hill. I'll push it a little bit. You have your manual mode. It's nothing to write home about. The shifts are as quick as you'd expect. Nothing special, nothing crazy. It's just, this car is just, I feel like it's built for, I want to say road trips is the main thing I think I would want to do in this car. Not so much camping, but road trips. You know, from Montreal to Toronto, and even from Montreal to the US, it would be super nice to do. And I'm actually doing that, like I said before, in September. So maybe we'll film a little bit and I'll let you guys know the experience. If that's something you want to see, do let me know in the comments. I will definitely do that for you. So here, I'm going to put the pedal here. Obviously doing the speed limit, of course. See, as you get going, it still kind of wants to give. I could press the pedal even more, and it will want to go. Which is a very nice feeling in sport mode. It's definitely faster than both the sedans that you've seen on the channel so far. Definitely faster than both of those. Horsepower-wise, maybe not in terms of acceleration, just because this car does weigh quite a significant amount more than those two cars, but overall, like, it's just so nice to drive. It's one of those cars where it's so quiet on the interior that you could be going 130 km on a highway and you don't really notice it because the wind noise is so minimal. You can have nice conversations without having this wind noise when you're going at highway speeds. It's super nice, and I really enjoy that fact. They've done such a good job at noise isolation and cabin isolation. Super nice. So let's talk a little bit more. I know I mentioned it, but the auto dimming headlights. If anybody else, I don't know if anybody watching has experience with auto dimming headlights, but for me, I found them like they didn't turn off fast enough. They would notice, like, another headlights would be coming towards me from another car, and I found that the auto dims would just kind of wait until he's almost right. Like I'm basically blinding the guy to actually kick in and turn the high beams off. So I was like, okay, that's so I ended up turning it off because I didn't want to blind people, and in this area there's not a lot of street lights, so driving is a little bit strange, and it's not at night, so I can't show you. Maybe I can get a video of it, but basically when you turn the wheel, and this is the headlights, this has nothing to do with the high beams. When I turn the wheel, say I'm turning left, right, the headlights will actually move and track where I'm turning. So I constantly have light on the road. I'm never without it. I found that super cool, and so far I'm not sure if any other cars do that. I'm sure they do. It's just the first time that I sat in the car and it did that, and I was turning the wheel and the light, like my headlights were kind of doing this. That was something pretty cool to see. I didn't know about that technology at all until I saw it in person. The paddle shifters as well, they feel better than the other two cars I've driven, but also they're still plastic. They're not really, they're mounted to the steering wheel, you know. But for a sport type vehicle, maybe they could have made them a bit bigger, maybe a bit more metal would have been nice, but you're not really doing manual shifts in this car. I really don't think you'll ever see this car on the track, but it could. it could, and I think it would handle quite well in corners and all that stuff. It's just not, like I said, it's more of a road trip. It's a luxury road trip car. That's what I'm going with. Um, it's the car that you take to the track. You could easily pull a trailer in this. You could easily pull, as I'm by the water here, you could easily pull jet skis in this thing. It's one of those, and you can do that in luxury, in comfort. But you're not really gonna take it to the track. I'm sure there's videos, but I think you'd have a little bit more fun in more of a sportier car. But it is fun to drive through, like, windy roads. It handles very nicely. I find the weight distribution is nice. The suspension is nice. The way that it goes from left to right, it feels very, very, very smooth. The suspension is stiff though. For something of this price point and this kind of supposed to be more luxurious than your basic car is, it's stiff. I wish the ride height was not the ride height, but the ride was just slightly smoother, especially here in Montreal, Quebec, where you're gonna notice when you hit a pothole if your suspension is stiff. It doesn't take very long. You drive about 5 minutes in Montreal, you could tell if you have a bad car ride. If your ride isn't smooth, you're gonna get a few headaches. Yeah, overall, it's very fun to drive. So you rip through here, and as I change directions too, it's pin. The steering is very, very accurate. There's no delay on it. If I want to go, it will take you there. Very nice. And the steering is nice to hold too. It's kind of thicker. I feel like it is kind of thicker on where the paddle shifters are, but it kind of gives you a nice place to rest your hands, which is very nice. The turning steering wheel, the turning stalks, the windshield wiper stalks feel nice, and yeah, it's a standard click. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing high quality or premium, nothing like that. But I'm not really looking for that kind of thing. I believe Lexus is also coming out with its new all-electric lineup, so if I could get my hands on one of those, that would be awesome. I would love to review a Lexus electric. So we're coming up to where we started. I kind of did a circle of this little island here. Yeah, the car is very nice for the price point. I feel like I'm always going to be saying this. For the price point, there always could be more, right? But it is Lexus. It's not. I think the closest thing that maybe you could drive is like, obviously Lexus is Toyota's luxury brand, so you could compare it to the Genesis, which is Hyundai's luxury brand, right? It's nice, but if you have the extra cash, you might find it a little bit more worth it to go with an Audi or BMW or Mercedes. If you want that more luxurious, if you're completely fine with having the happy medium and you just want something that does good road trips, it has good decent fuel economy, then this is your car. For sure, this is your car. I definitely, if somebody came to me and said I'm going to buy the Lexus NX, even the 2022 version, I'm not sure what's changed. I haven't been able to look into it too much. I would definitely recommend it. Especially for hard winters. It's a good hard winter car, and especially around here, you're dealing with hard winters more than you're dealing with nice summers. Unfortunately, it snows a lot. It snows heavy. It snows hard. It rains a lot too. So, with the different weather that we're exposed to here in Quebec, is it's very nice to have a good, reliable car. So, as you can see, we are outside of the car and very much in the editing bay. Unfortunately, my camera ran out of memory with absolutely no warning and didn't record like the last few minutes of the video. So I just wanted to really quick say, that if you have a car in the Montreal, Quebec area, let me know. I love driving this Lexus. I want to get my hands on more. So in order to do that, I do need to kind of have a community of car enthusiasts kind of let me test drive their car. So if you have one, much appreciated. And yeah, we will see you in the next one. Sorry about the ending. Thanks for watching.